What's up, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how I was able to make my game better by applying coding and stuff I learned through YouTube and such like that. Before the video starts though, I do believe I owe everyone an apology because I have just been gone for almost 3 weeks now. I just wasn't uploading, wasn't doing any of that, but I have a good excuse. I have a really good excuse, I swear. So basically I signed up for this this a business program of some sorts, and how it works is you go with kind of a bunch of kids your age to a foreign country, and I ended up studying like business and history for like 2.5 weeks. And then I also visited my friend when I was kind of in Europe. That was cool. And then just recently, like a day or two ago, I came back, adapted to this time zone, and then got right back into coding. Other than that, that's kind of just how my life's been. I'm sorry, like, before the trip, I was really, really motivated to, like, upload videos and be a good YouTuber and, like, inform you guys on all my adventures in fucking Europe. But it just, it didn't go as planned. I didn't have enough time, really. Like, the curfew for all the kids on my trip, like, we had to be in bed, lights out by 10:30. And then we were busy all day, too. So, like, partly my fault for procrastinating, and partly the program's fault for not giving me enough time. Whatever, it is what it is. I'm back now, and I'm promising kind of like regular uploads from here on out, especially when school starts, because then I'll be back into a whole routine and stuff like that. The first thing I did was I'm going to tell the story out of order. Actually, the first thing I just did this off camera, was I made the ocean and I made the lava do damage, except for I just wasn't recording during that time. I'm going to show a demonstration of that later in the video. For the video, I was working on putting these kind of red blocks along, I think this is the second level. And what these red blocks are supposed to do is they're supposed to move back and forth and kill any players who are standing on this kind of like wide, long piece of part for too long. I bumped into a few problems with that. Problem we're dealing with right now is this boy's script, or, well, no, it's not right here. It's actually in the server script storage. Okay. So, a problem I'm having with this block, right, is that I have this code down, which I learned from a YouTuber, but it's not working. And let me show you why it's not working. Give me a sec. See, if I go over here, and then I look at this block, which, hold up, I'm pretty sure the block is right here, right? Yeah, deadly block 1. My goal is to make this block move back and forth along this axis, but watch what happens when I just run it. The block fucking disappears. And, like, but I know the code works, and let me tell you why I know the code works. Because, one, I'm getting no messages down here. And also, if I were to go over to the block, and I look at its coordinates, it's moving back and forth correctly. It's doing what I want it to do. But it's just doing it in the most bizarre area. I don't even know where that is. And do the same thing over here. Add a simple pop. And nothing shall go wrong now, hopefully. That's typically the goal. Run. Oh! Oh! It's doing it. I mean, it's doing it not necessarily how I want it, but look at it's so goofy looking to me. Keep in mind, I want that to stretch across the entire thing, and this is what we have so far. You know what? I can live with that. Let's just stop for a second. This new code, it ended up working, except for I had to fiddle with it quite a bit. Like, once I got the block to move, it just moved back and forth really quickly, and then I was like, that's not quite what I want. But then I fiddled with the numbers, you know, made it move the distance I want and at the speed I want. That was cool. Yep, that's good enough for me. Wait, I want to watch that one more time. Yep, that's barely noticeable, so we're going to stick with that, and then now we have to write a damage code. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, great. So the idea is that it's supposed to do damage. Now, it's not doing damage. Uh, this is a little problematic. It's not, I mean, it's moving me, I guess, but it's not quite doing damage to me. I don't need to go, I just need to go over to lava script. Ah, that's what I did wrong. There's no colon here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a good old colon. And then we already have that down. So let's do that one more time. Play here. Oh, it hit me anyways. Hey, let's go. It did some damage. Now, after I did that first deadly block, I thought, oh my god, this is all going to be so simple. I'm just going to copy and paste the code for each block. That didn't quite work. For some reason, I think, like, looking back, the problem was I duplicated each of the blocks. So what would happen is I would place a block, and then I would duplicate it and just rotate it for each time, you know, I, like, placed along the sides. And that means when I were to put the same code in, it would move the block in the way I would want it to, but it would orient the block in the way I didn't want it to. So, like, I played the code, and then it would move along the axis I wanted, but it would just spin the part, like, it would spin the wall in a direction I didn't want. And here's an example now. Fixes that. I don't know how to change the rotation problem, though. We're gonna just run this, though, and see what happens. Okay. It's going the right direction, and it's flipped wrongly. Also, I'm going to need to make the distance a little smaller. And then, like, last but not least, I did some kind of, like, world building off camera, and for now, I'm just going to show a tour of that. Hope you guys enjoy. I just want to give a quick tour of my world, like, just basically a few things I've done since last time. Number one, I want to talk about scripting and coding. So, what I decided was this. Putting scripts in individual blocks. So, like, say I have this block right here, right? If I want this block to move back and forth, what a lot of YouTubers will do is they'll, like, go to the block, like I call it Deadly Block 2, and then they'll add a script into the block. And I was like, nah. Because if you start to do that for each individual block, it gets so fucking difficult to manage. It's just a shit show. I just don't know where my anything is under the script. So, what I decided to do was this. We go to server script storage, right? And wait, hold on. Sorry, I was doing some scripting. Okay, whatever. So let's say, like, for example, Deadly Block 1, right? All I have to do, I don't know where it is. Anyway, I'm gonna open the script real quick. All I have to do for this is I just have to define that like whatever I talk about in this script is about Deadly Block 1. That does two things. It makes it so that I only have to type block whenever I'm talking about the code. For example, right here, like, you know, instead of saying script.parent, which is what a lot of YouTubers do, I just think it's just too much. It's just too much work. You might as well just take the second to define it. It just keeps it organized. I mean, like, look at this. All my scripts are just in one area, and I like it. So that's how I'm gonna be organizing it from now on. I'm gonna close this out. Next, you might notice that the world looks a little different. I made the water do damage, and now this is important because we just can't let people chilling down here, but you know what? Basically instant death. It's pretty cool. Another thing I did was I made the lava do damage, which actually, in my opinion, is slightly more important. So if we just play here real quick. Basically instant death right there as well. And then last but not least, I made these blocks right here do damage. Now, kind of the idea behind that is I don't really want players just chilling on the screen outer area. I want them to go to the center and fight. So if I were just to run right here, what I've done is I've coded the blocks to go back and forth, and they're basically an insta-kill when they hit you. I might see if I can do like some knockback on them instead, because that sounds a little more fun, like just getting knocked down to this bottom level. But yeah, and then also what that's this black one over here. I also made this platform, which is going to raise up to these blue platforms, and then you have to take an elevator, like this black one right here, to go up to the next level. For the next level, I'm thinking about doing an invisible maze. I'll have to, work on that, but yeah, that's basically it. That's what I've done so far. For now, though, I'm going to continue working on the world a tiny bit and then get back to you guys with an update. But yeah, that's so far what I've worked on since I got back. I'm like really just grinding coding now because like I'm really into it and I've been away from my computer for like 3 weeks. So now I'm back at it. Now I'm making games. I'm happy to be back. Like it's great to be back on YouTube making these videos, getting back out to you guys. I actually did not open YouTube once when I was away. I actually didn't even open my computer once, which is weird to think about, like my little laptop. But yeah, it's great to be back. It's great to be talking to the camera again, making you guys content, coding the games, really getting out there. For now though, I'll see you guys next video. Here's a bad outro song. Do 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 do. Yo, Sir.JackDaw here. I just realized while editing that I did not explain two very important things. One, the way I figured out how to make these blocks do damage was that you have to put the code for the damage before the code for making the block move. Because if you put the code after the code for making the block move, what the game thinks you're trying to say is, yo, I want you to make this block move infinity, and then after infinity, make the block do damage. Nah. You gotta put the damage code before the moving code. That was problem one, and then also, I didn't explain how I fixed the orientation problem of the block. What I simply did, and I don't really know I don't know how to explain why this works, I just put a new part. So I deleted the old part, and then I put a new part, and I made it red. And then I just renamed the part so that it matched the code, and then all issues were solved. Anyway, later.